here for Alpha Geek right now, and we're live.
Hello, internet.
Hey, what are you doing? That's my line. I trademarked.
I'm Ike. I'm just going without you. Let's just go.
No, I didn't set it live for Alpha Geek yet. Our
right.
streaming partners. No. It wasn't me.
Here
we go. I guess Eric. I mean, like, he's kind of taking forever. We were so early. This is why. If we were early, we should.
Are we going both now? Are we good? Did you get Alpha Geek going yet? I see you looking around like you have.
Okay, there we go. Sorry.
So
there you are.
We're good everywhere?
I think we're good everywhere.
Hello, internets.
That doesn't work. It only works if I do it. Watch.
Hey,
hello, internets.
No, see, it was working.
What?
And then you messed it up.
No,
yeah,
that's not how it works that way.
Eric went with it.
Hey there, internets. I'm Eric.
I'm Ike.
I'm Joe.
This is what happens when you get on a half hour too early.
Yeah, and you're listening to Dutch. You're listening to Just Cool Enough, and dogs can be finicky little bitches sometimes.
What? Why are you using that word to describe your dog?
Maybe it's a female dog.
She is a female dog, and also she's
very
finicky. Yeah, she's very finicky.
Well, because whoa! Let's not go slinging those words about.
Whoa!
Willy-nilly.
You just call your dog finicky? Haven't you heard of dog rights before?
There are children who listen to this podcast. You insensitive fuck.
Oh gosh. So first off, I want to say, guys, people, listeners, we have so many more new listeners than what we had 3 or 4 months ago. I just want to welcome everybody.
We've gotten to 4 listeners. We've doubled the amount of listeners we had.
You know, and even my cousin listens.
Yeah, my mom's not listening today, so we're kind
of we're down 50%. Yeah. No, even my cousin was at dinner with me, and he was like, fine, I'll just stop listening to your show. And then he's like, then you'll be down to no listeners. I'm like, ah, damn it, he's right. But anyway, listeners, guys, we have an email address. It's called theshow@just.
So now your family blackmails you. It's like, hey Joe, buy me dinner, or I'll stop listening.
It will lose 50% of our listener base. Don't stop.
Fuzzy Nanners, I know you're out there listening. Why haven't you emailed the show? You've told me you were, and he has not yet. So, I mean, there's people out there. Anyway, I would say I just figured we start the show off strong by asking for things like emails. So our show email address is theshow@justcoolenough.com, and we love to get emails here from listeners like, what are you doing? Do you need some advice? Because we're really good at advice. We're like the best. But yeah, send in your emails to the show. What have you guys done this week? Anything new, exciting, fun?
I was going to suggest we do highs and lows, so we could. I'll still let Eric go. I didn't mean to cut him off. But maybe you could tell something good and something bad that happened to him.
All right, yeah, Eric. What was your high and low this week? This is like therapy.
My high, since we recorded last week early, I talked about how I went through my my fitting, and I'm like a soldier. I found out that I am I'm a soldier in this year, the Halloween Horror Nights Terror Tram. The theme is the Purge, and that's where I'm going to be, which is going to be fun. I went through orientation, which was interesting. You know, they had to do a hearing test to make sure we're not deaf now or going deaf afterwards. You know, last year. Yeah. So that was interesting. I didn't get my badge, but I found out that I basically, while I'm working there, I have a little ID badge. I can basically get into the park for free whenever I want, which should be awesome, and I get discounts on a bunch of shit, which is all a lot of fun. And then Friday I've got my actual training, which should be fun. So that's definitely probably the high this week. Are we all going to do highs, or are we going to do high and then low?
No, and you're low, and then we move on to the next person.
I just have to do this better than me.
My low would probably be when my mom went into the hospital Monday and is still there because she turns out she had gallstones and she has to get her gallbladder removed.
Fuck, dude. Should we? Do we send flowers? Like, what do we do? No, I don't think any of our moms have ever been sick on the show before.
Well, it's fun because like last week she was like. It was like last Tuesday.
Mom, quit bitching about how in pain you are. Whatever, just stop.
It was funny because like last Tuesday she was like, I didn't sleep at all and I've been vomiting all day and it's been terrible. And then like the next day
pregnant.
she was like, I feel better, but not super better. And then it was just like for the next couple of days, she was basically in bed, just slept for like 4 days straight. And then like Monday finally got around to going to the hospital, and they're like, yeah, we think you might have an infection. Yeah, and then like by Monday night, she's like, yeah, turns out I got gallstones, and they're gonna keep me. And then like then all of Tuesday, they were like, yeah, we're gonna wait till tomorrow or tonight at like 2 a.m. to give you an MRI, and then they were supposed to like give her a surgery this morning, but as of like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they still haven't gone into surgery, so it's taken for fucking ever, and it sucks because she's going into surgery, she can't eat or drink. And so she basically hasn't had anything to eat or drink since Friday, and they just have her on saline, so you know she can survive on that. But she just like has to fucking sit there. She's fine. She's just pissed off and hungry, and like she doesn't want to be there anymore.
Wow. Well, I hope she gets better soon. I mean, I know it's not too traumatic, but still, it's not fun going to the hospital. That sounds
pretty traumatic, you know.
No, like, that's not even the worst part.
It gets worse. That was just.
I had to take out the trash. My sister's all like, bro, you gotta take out the trash. And then I gotta walk the dog, and the dog just shit in my bathroom. It's worse for me than her, honestly, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, I mean, how dare she?
I mean, yeah, the doctors are gonna cut me open and pull out my gallbladder. But you don't... I had to go shopping and pay with my debit card.
Isn't that linked to her account?
Yeah, but I had to remember our phone number and enter it in at Vaughn's, and it was.
I'm surprised you made it back.
I don't know.
I'm worried. I can't wait for your mom to be back listening to our stream.
But don't worry, guys. I bought myself Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pains.
Oh, good.
Because I needed to treat myself after the harrowing experience this has been for me. I needed to treat myself.
So you're just like, jump on the subway, just go to the hospital. Like, did she drive herself and stuff?
No, she probably, I can almost guarantee she took the train there because it's right there. It's like the stop's right next to it. She probably she got up in the morning and took the train there, or maybe my sister dropped her off. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she just walked.
Eric's not taking her.
I legally can't drive her car.
I know. Well, maybe it's a medical emergency. You could fudge it.
Well, no, she signed a thing on her insurance like 10 years ago, or wherever, when she got her policy, saying that like I can't drive her car. Like I'm not like if I got into an accident, it would be like the insurance would not cover anything.
Is it specifically in your name or like anybody else driving the car? Is what it
it's
really
not
states?
anymore. I don't think
like Eric Reichert shall not drive my car.
No, it's definitely just me. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that will hopefully change. She was supposed to, and here's again more shit. Monday she was supposed to like check in and get me added to the policy so I could start driving, but she had to go to the fucking hospital. God, it's been the worst week for me specifically in my family.
Dude, that's like the worst week I've heard of.
Yeah, specifically for me though, guys. You should feel bad for me.
I feel terrible for you, Eric.
You should.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same reason why you feel terrible though. Like, what was your highs and lows? This is like group therapy, and just cool enough group therapy.
My high was teacher training started this week because next week school starts, so it's back. I mean, I guess that's a high. Anyway, my low would happen to be like, well, no, here's my real high. My girlfriend got a job. I mean, it's not my high, but it is because when you live for somebody, their triumphs are your triumphs. So that was
your high
because
they can quit your job and get high.
That's right. My low would happen to be like Monday. She went in for a job interview to see if she was going to get this job.
My low would probably be when my dad was murdered.
Oh God!
When those 2 people in Virginia were shot on live television.
That was so shitty. Oh my gosh, that's my low.
So I think Monday, my girlfriend stole all my karma, which is good because she got the job. But like,
wait, she stole your karma? How does that work?
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure, like in order, like I was like thinking to myself in the morning. I'm not a very religious person, but I was like, man, I'm gonna send positive thoughts her way today because I want her to get this job. And apparently, I'm like, man, I'm gonna send her all my karma because she ended up getting the job, but my Monday looked like this. I went to my car, couldn't find my debit card. So I went back in my house. I could not find my debit card. So I realized on my way to work I wasn't getting breakfast. And then I realized I wasn't getting lunch. And then on my way home, I got home. I searched the house, could not find this debit card. Oh, when I got home, I got out of my car, grabbed some of my teaching stuff, and when I bent over to pick stuff up out of my car, my school laptop slipped out of my bag.
Oh God, that's worse.
And it hit the side of the curb on the pavement, and I lifted it up, and it scratched a little of my Doctor Who sticker on my front, and I'm looking around, I'm like, all things considered, not too bad. So I get upstairs, I put it down, I'm looking through my house for my debit card, and then it goes, I should probably open that up just to make sure. And I opened it up, and the whole screen was just shattered. I'm like, yeah, that's great. So my girlfriend gets home, she's like, I got the job. I'm like, yay. I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bank to get a debit card. So I drove over to the bank, and I got there. It closed at 4, and I got there at 4:20. And there's a manager on the other side of this glass, for me, here, it was I could see the guy, and I got his attention. I was like, hey, listen, I lost my debit card. Is there any way, I have to get gas money for the morning? Is there any way? I didn't really, but any way that I could get, money out or a bank card? And he's like, nope, sorry, can't help you. I'm like, but there's yeah, pretty much. I'm like, there's no way I can even get $10 or $20 because I can't get in the ATM. He's like, no, I'm sorry, have a good night. I'm like, fuck you, but.
He can't do anything about it. What is he supposed to do? They have very strict rules at the bank. And
they stayed open for as long as they could. The 37 minutes that the bank stayed open, which is state regulated, they can't stay open. 37 minutes intermittent between the day. It's plenty of time.
Well, yeah, that's dude. What?
My building at my school is even I think Satan showed up at my school and was like, "Fuck, this is hot," and he went back. He's like, "I'm going back to air conditioning in hell where it's cooler," and disappeared again because it's hot as balls in my school. I was sweating.
Dude, right now it's fall in Michigan. The leaves are all turning, and I'm like, wow, I gotta get a jacket on. It's nuts out here. So I don't know.
That was my downside was money, but then coming back and finding my girlfriend got her job that she wanted, and so that was
that's what you get for sending your vibes that way.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm never giving anybody
that. Yeah,
what like a luck vampire.
Luck vampire. Your girlfriend? Or wait, quit.
Yeah, his girlfriend.
It's my girlfriend. She sucked all the luck out of me.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Tell us your thing that's going to make you feel like shit because your bad is going to be yeah, my cannoli was kind of burnt.
No, I didn't have it. Nothing too bad happened to me this week. It was actually
really?
Awesome.
That's fucking good for you. Good for you, you son of a bitch.
No, man, I had a good week. I mean, shoot, fuck, you talked about...
Joe's high is his computer still works and his mom's not in the hospital.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at. Well, this is actually... We're never going to do this segment again. And then to go last in this segment if your problems are, not existent... Actually, well, you know what? My low this week is my nature box got shipped to me, and I was so mad.
Oh my god, Joe. Joe, are you okay? You don't have to do the show. You could go.
They gave me this shit here. I didn't
you
even
could go right now. It's
Listen,
fine. Me and Ike will cover it, man.
Listen, I know. I don't even belong here. I'm experiencing some major
So
emotional
is the nature box? I was thinking about getting a nature box.
No, okay, I'm not going to do a review of Nature Box, but I'm just going to say that I didn't realize that I left my credit card in there, and they just sent me some shit, and it was just whatever's next. They gave me some toasted cheddar sticks and stuff, just a bunch of shit. I don't like any of it. I was like, God damn it, this is the worst nature. The first one was great because I curated it all, but then I get 40 pounds of snacks sent to me. It's a bunch of snacks that I don't like. It's like a bad episode of Twilight Zone over here. So yeah, that's kind of my week's been pretty stellar.
Terrible. That's terrible.
The best thing that's happened to me was yesterday.
It's nothing like when food shows up at your house.
Yeah, I thank God every day that while my mom is in the hospital having
food doesn't just start showing up at your house.
Ripped out
fucking
of her
haters
body.
over here, all right? I'm over here. Every once in a while I have a good week. One fucking week out of my week, I have one good week, and you guys are shitting all over it. Excuse me for indulging in delicious meals with my beautiful wife, and the worst thing that happened to me was I got sent a nature box. Next week, I'm gonna break my fucking leg. Something bad will happen, I swear. But I understand.
That's okay. We're not doing the segment next week, so I don't want to hear you bitch about your broken leg.
So shut the fuck up about it.
No, what I'm saying is
suck it up.
This is what's happening. I'm up for something epically bad is gonna happen because I'm riding way too easy right now. Like everything's good, things are working out, and then like it's just gonna fucking tumble down. Like plane crashing into the ocean.
We
Bad.
need to hashtag this show First World Problems because Joe's problem of the week was that fucking food showed up in his mailbox.
You guys don't understand. This was food that I didn't quite like.
This even looks fucking appetizing.
And I didn't even know I ordered.
They sent it for
Look at
free
this.
too. I didn't even. Have to
It got
pay for
billed to my credit card. I was so angry because I just raised my credit limit a huge amount, and then I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. And then all of a sudden they just billed me $30. What the fuck is this little
You
thing?
guys don't understand. I've just eaten, so I wasn't hungry anymore. And now I have all this food that it's. Oh,
Because I'm gonna have to throw it away.
I wish my mom was in the hospital. I wish I had that. I wish I had the ease of knowing that my mom was in the hospital.
Guys, this is my fucking burden, all right? You don't have to endure for me.
It's
Like this is my burden.
Yeah, this food is my burden to bear.
I'll put the calories on myself, guys. Don't worry about me. I'll leave it.
I said, this is just terrible. I mean, look at this thing right here.
You don't understand. It's got pecans. I don't like pecans all that much. You know, they're not my favorite.
That's actually the worst thing. None of the things are really bad. They're just not things I would have picked. I'm living a good life right now, all right? Just let it go. I'm like a newlywed, so like everything's good, right? Like that's what happens. Anyway, I have things. So actually, what's been making my week even better is
Oh yeah, rub it in. Fucking rub it in.
Yeah. What else has been working out in your favor? Bank error in your favor?
I've been
Collect-
unfriending people like
Did you
crazy.
pass go? Collect
How does
$200?
that work in your favor?
No, it's been great. Like my 10-year reunion's coming up on my birthday is my 10-year high school reunion, and I don't think I'm gonna go to that. We've talked about that, but it's been a month of cleaning up my friends list, and I'm finally to a point where I'm like comfortable and I'm like seeing updates from people that like I want to know about. So I've been very unfriendly.
But why not just unfollow rather than unfriend?
Yeah, I've been telling him that for a while. He never
No,
listens.
I can't deal with that kind of shit. But I just want to say, if any
got time
listeners,
for that because it means I click this button rather than this button, and I just ain't got time for that.
It's impossible because it's one button instead of several buttons that will.
No, because my thinking behind it is I don't want Facebook's crazy algorithm that's been fucking me over in this A/B testing that's making me resent my father. Like, I try to unfollow my dad, and he keeps coming back up on my Facebook and all this stuff, political bullshit that he's spewing. But anyway,
So he's a Trump fan, huh?
oh no, he's not that bad. I mean, like, come on. Have you met my dad?
No, he's just totally in favor of the new tariffs that they're implementing on corn taxes, which is don't even get me started.
No, seriously, it's like he's always posting about Bernie Sanders, and I'm like, Dad, Trump is so good. Why don't you understand? Like, and he's just like, no, Bernie Sanders this, Bernie Sanders that, and I'm like, well, haven't you looked at any of the GOP? Come on.
Yeah, sure. Bernie Sanders has had a lifetime dedication to being a politician and a great record, but Trump is rich.
Yeah, and like rich people are quantifiably smarter than normal people by their money. Don't you know that?
I mean,
And they can make all your problems go away because they can just throw more money at it.
Right, and money solves
And
all
if-
the problems.
And
Like building a wall.
if money doesn't solve the problems, then you declare bankruptcy so that you don't have to pay anyone money, like Trump has done 3 times in his life.
I think that like he's gonna make a great president, President Trump.
Yeah, especially when he spends $100 billion to send every Mexican home.
There's only 11 million of them.
And that's so nice of him to buy them that ride. It's just like, and he's gonna build a big wall to keep the Mexicans safe from the Americans.
Yeah.
Like everything's
I
just
thought the wall was going up to keep the hot air from blowing up from Mexico.
to keep his toupee in the country. So yeah, that's great. No, so,
Again, if we have any listeners that are really into politics that differ from us, we don't care.
Honestly, I do care. I want to know, when did you get hit in the head with the brick? Oh, that's terrible.
You said a brick and not a prick, right?
Both. I laughed and it meant both. Yeah, there was a flourish there. But yeah, so yeah, I think if they differ than us,
So
they
you've been
probably don't
unfollowing
listen.
people or unfriending people.
Yeah, and now look at my views are even more extreme because I'm not exposed to other people's frame of thought.
You don't have people to sort of to smooth the edges of you and polish you out. Now you're just focusing. Now it's just like feeds of people like, oh, did you read this story on the Daily Beast? And then did you find that this guy did this? And it's just sort of like shaping you into a more of a tunnel of what it's the Fox News thing. It's
Well,
you're
that's
only paying
exactly
attention to the news that you already agree with. And it's just doubling down on your belief system.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the worrisome part of it. So I've been unfriending a bunch of people that I feel are just loading my stream with bullshit, and then I'm thinking, oh, you know what? Like, this person, although I don't agree with them and I think a lot of their shit is bullshit, it's kind of interesting to see what it's about, and now I'm not getting that, and I'm wondering how I'm going to stay well-rounded.
So
What
I would like to see happen over the next 7 days, the next week, is any of our listeners out there go on Joe's Facebook page if you're friends with him still, and just load his Facebook page with bullshit. I don't mean
Facebook,
his
Twitter, email, anywhere.
anything.
You find them in the street, start telling them about how Obama's taken away our abortions and giving us whatever it is the thing.
giving us something.
Just insert something. It'll work.
So thank you. Yeah.
He's sending the National Guard inside our vaginas to abort all the fetuses or whatever it
And
is.
then he's going to take away our guns on the way out.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to hear about Joe's broken leg bullshit next week so much as I want to hear about complain about the amount of people that flooded his Facebook page with bullshit.
That would be the worst thing to ever happen. Oh my gosh. Like, this week has been going so good, and then all these people are just talking to me like they want me.
I get that. I too feel like I have a much better time when people just stop talking to me and just leave me alone. I had to take because my mom was sick. I'll bring that up again for like the eighth.
God, we get it, all right? Jeez, stop bringing it up. It's not like a nature box.
Yeah, I did take. Yeah, it's not as bad as nature box. I apologize. But I did start taking Uber a few times to get certain places because I didn't have.
Because your mom was in the hospital.
Yeah. Did I mention my mom's in the hospital? And
yeah, you got the sympathy vote already.
But you don't understand. I've had to take Uber. But it's funny because like the first time, and I took Lyft once, and then the only reason why I took Uber is because I was like if I enter this code, I get the first ride free. So I did that, and the guy. I was driving to my sketch meeting, and the guy started talking to me. I'm like, oh, I got to have the same conversation I had with like a Lyft driver a year ago about like talking about sketch and shit. And then on the way back, the guy was just like, he didn't talk. And I was like, oh my god. And I was thinking, I would pay $5 more for a driver who doesn't talk to me. If we could just sit there in silence, I'm fine. He was just like,
quiet.
We just got in the car. He's like, hey, and then you got the address? Yeah, dude. What radio station? I was like, I don't know. I 98.7, and then it was just kind of a nice ride home.
So like,
I would be like freaked out if I got. But I mean, I understand not wanting to be pestered by the driver, but at the same time, if he didn't say anything and just took your address and then just like the radio was off and he drove there in silence, I'd be like, I'm gonna get murdered and dropped off in the middle of like the ocean.
It weirds me out.
I had one that was like I tried to like be a person. I took one once to a show like a day or two later. I got in and the guy was like, "How are you?" And I'm like, "Fine." And then I didn't want to be complete total Eric, so I was like, "How long have you been driving today?"
No! Why'd you be so specific?
No, because he's driving an Uber, and that's the only question I could think of. So he was like, I don't know, maybe an hour or two. I was like, cool. And that was about the extent of our conversation. So I was like, that was just like me, like I was like, hello, you're a person. And then he's like,
let me engage in contractually obligated conversation.
Let me confirm that I think of you as a person and not an automated driving machine.
Not
Even
yet.
though I wish you were an automated driving machine.
That's the thing. So like, and they rate you too. So if you're like a guy that's just yakking away,
Yeah.
like God, this.
That's when you go, hey, where's the button that brings up the window between me and you? That's what you should say.
Well, I get freaked out though if I just get into the car and they don't say anything. Like, give me at least a hello or a hi or something. Because I've been in an Uber that the guy just picked us. It was late at night. It was in the middle of Detroit. The guy just picks us up, doesn't say a word, drops us off, does his thing. I'm like, that was very like. I need something though, you know.
Yeah, you
like,
just want to acknowledge it's just that quick, like that social exchange of hi, I think of you as a person.
yeah, you're a human. I'm also a human. Have a great day.
Yeah,
Perform your
human.
service.
I'm a human. You're a human. Let's not murder each other.
How
like
do you feel
animals.
about yeah, exactly. How do you feel about haircut people though, like barbers and salons and stuff?
I'm the same. I don't really care. Like I've realized that most, especially at like the supercuts I normally go to, I get like 3 questions before they realize I don't like talking to people. They'll be like, "Hey, how's your day going? Good. What are you up to?" You know, the like the second or third question, they're like, "Okay, I'm just gonna cut your." My haircuts are usually fast though, so it doesn't take very long. So
my haircuts take like an hour.
If they're not Asian and they can speak clearly, I like engaging in conversation with like people that are kind of my hair.
That's vaguely
I know
racist.
it sounds super racist, but
That's really bad.
Like,
what do you got
week,
against the
last
Asian?
week I went like to get a pedicure with my girlfriend. We're sitting there and like there's this very sweet, older elderly Asian woman working on like cleaning my feet, but she keeps saying stuff to me. And I don't understand what she's saying, so I have to ask her to repeat what she's saying. But at the same time, it's not only that I don't understand what she's saying because it's kind of muddled, but at the same time, she's also mumbling. So I'm really not getting what she. And so I feel like a dick because she keeps saying stuff, and then she like smiles and like nods at me, and I'm just like, yeah, like
just like agreeing to all the stuff. Like this guy wants the royal shave, and then like before you know, you're getting a Brazilian.
I'm like,
I'm trying. Yeah, I try and be better than I can be because I know I can be horrible. I remember the only one I've had. There's this lady who's cut my hair a few times, and she remembers me, which is weird because I get a haircut every 3 to 4 months, so I don't understand how she remembers me in the sporadic time she's seen me in the past 2 years. But like she did, and then we were talking, and I guess I'd look like someone else she gets, and she's like, "What's that thing where you where someone looks just like you?" But she's probably Armenian, just from where we are. And she had kind of an accent, but she spoke perfectly fine English. But I told her the word doppelganger, and it was really hard because English is a second language.
So you're just making fun of her?
It just took like I was like doppelganger, and then she like insisted I help her figure out the actual word.
Oh. Well, there was a couple weeks ago I went to the zoo for the first time, and I'm standing ready to get some overpriced food, and next to me in line are this English couple, and they're ordering, and they go to the girl behind, and they're like, "We'd like a soda," and the woman serving them or the girl serving them was like Pepsi. What do you want? Like Pepsi, Diet Pepsi, what? They're like, "No, we don't want that. We just want a soda." She's like, "Yeah, like what kind of soda? Like a Pepsi?" They're like, "No, the like fizzy, like soda." So they go back and forth, and I'm like, I think you mean seltzer water. Because they were trying to explain that it was clear and fizzy. So I'm like, seltzer water? Like, yeah, that's it. And they're like, do you have seltzer water? She's like, no. I'm like, oh, I guess we'll just take a Pepsi then.
That's disgusting. Seltzer water?
That's what Ike drinks now.
I'm gonna take seltzer water and pour sugar into it.
You know what? That's how all those damn Europeans.
I went over to Austria and I ordered. I was like, "Can I get an orange soda?" What they brought me was orange juice and seltzer water mixed together.
It's fucking those damn.
But if you order a Fanta by name, if you say I want a Fanta, they'll bring you orange soda. But if you
because the Nazis invented Fanta.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
I was wondering why they saluted me every time I ordered Fanta.
Yeah, because in during the Second World War, the sanctions on Germany meant they couldn't import as much sugar and stuff, so they couldn't get Coke and Pepsi and all that stuff. So they invented their own soda with the stuff they had available, hence Fanta. Also BMW, Mercedes, all of those things invented by the Nazis.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they had some good ideas.
The more you know.
Thank you for that public service announcement, Eric, our correspondent from the field. You have any other great historical and semi-accurate facts?
I mean, we wouldn't have a space program without the Nazis.
It's true.
Yeah. And those Ruskies too, those good old Ruskies.
We do have an email, by the way.
No, we don't. You're
We
joking.
do. We
What?
have one from 8 days ago because we did our show 9 days ago.
I think we read it though, didn't we?
What, the
can't
one
tell.
from the one that was vacation at school? No, I don't believe we read the one by Brady.
Oh, okay then. Well, I guess someone did send us an email.
Or
to
we
our
did read it and we'll just read it a second time because fuck it.
I don't think we did because he's talking about Funko Pops and I would have gone off on it for a while.
No, you did. You did. That we read that one, dude. Unstar it.
Well, it wasn't starred. It was just weird because we did our show last Monday, right?
Yeah.
So, and this was sent to us on the 18th, which is last Tuesday. So how did we read? How
No,
did we
it was
read
sent
this
on the
email?
17th.
On my side of the show, it says the 18th.
Well, you're wrong.
Guys,
Apparently.
we could read it next week. We'll read it next week with our slew of emails sent to the show at justcoolenough.com.
Let's just go back and read some old emails.
I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna read this one anyway because I don't remember telling what kind of coffee I liked.
Okay,
What kind of coffee do I like?
What I'm guessing happened is we read it and then we didn't answer his question, which is a common thing.
Okay, fine. Let's go for it, guys. We're reading this email. May have read it before. Let's go. We're going.
We
All
can't
right.
remember what time the show starts or what emails we read already, but fuck
I've had a really bad week, all right? I have a lot on my mind.
yeah, no.
So we got an email from like a few weeks from whatever. All right, here we go. This is from Brady Rainey. I'm gonna read it anyway. I'm pretty sure we haven't. And Brady, you can email us and tell me
do some
I'm
more
right.
setup. Do some more setup. The listeners don't understand.
You know what's really funny? Setup. Let's just keep working on the setup here. We're going to have a really good base.
Can you set this email up a little bit more?
I think
feel like
from
people
Brady.
might not have a clue.
He's a beekeeper. He likes to keep bees, and he looks like Bob, whatever his name is, the painter. Anyway,
Bob the Builder.
no, what's that? Bob Ross.
Bob
Ross? It's because he has an afro.
I know, and he actually dressed up with him or like him for Halloween. Anyway,
He's a cool guy.
so we're at this email that came in a week ago, 8 days ago. I just thought I'd throw that out there. It says, "Hey JC crew, I've been working so much this summer, 7 days a week, been 2 IT jobs most weeks. That when I start school this upcoming Monday, it'll practically be vacation."
I think I
Eric.
remember we read this email because you disappeared from the internet, so I had to read it.
That might have been it, which is why I have no recollection of it.
Yeah.
So
There's
I'm gonna go ahead
a
and
listener. There's a listener sitting there right now just screaming like, "You fucking idiots!"
well, I want to tell him first of all. Then because he said that he had Funko Pops, and since we already read it last week, I'm not going to bother rereading that part. But don't start that problem because I have a problem with them, and I bought a few, and now I have like 50 of them. And I like Oreo ice coffee.
I'm feeling that way about because a while ago I bought just this one box of the D&D miniatures. They come in this little thing. You get like you get like one really nice one and then like 3 sort of smaller ones and they're all pre-painted and they're nice and it's like random.
Is it by the Funko company?
No, I don't think so. But it came with like this nice ogre magi and a couple of these smaller little ones, and it was nice. And I thought, it's fine, spend $15 on that. And then I thought I'm never going to do that again. But now like I've got a D&D game coming up this Sunday with some people, and then like there's a chance I might start doing D&D in real life more often, and then I was like, well, I mean, obviously I got to start buying more minis, and then I got to get a dry erase or wet erase grid map so that I can start drawing maps. And then I got to buy some modular terrain so that I can start it. I'm like, oh god, this is it.
This is the problem I have. This is the problem. I have too many of them.
Why can't I hold all of this bullshit?
Why can't I hold all this Funko?
At like $8 a pop.
Why do you do that?
Because I have space on my desk. Well, I don't have space on my desk anymore.
Actually, though, I wouldn't mind getting a few Heroes of the Storm ones.
Yeah, I
The
have.
minis?
I've started getting like doubles of them, so I bring them to school and put them on my desk.
Now you have so many.
I do.
So
Problem.
yeah, that I don't know. Since I've been unloading everything in my home, I've I've had to put a stop at just getting dumb knickknacks.
Yeah.
So,
Like so many people I know, in just friends of mine in real life, have Loot Crate, and the comic book store I'm at.
What are you trying to say? I get Loot Crate.
No,
No, the
Loot
comic
Crate-
book store. The comic book store I'm at, I go to at least once a week, if not twice. Is funded by Loot Crate, so I could literally just buy the boxes there. And it's like I don't have room for all this bullshit. I gotta stop. I'm not buying horse shit anymore. All this kitchen.
no, Loot Crate jumped the shark. They went full on nutso, guys. All right, like Matt, you're an awesome guy, but I'm gonna talk about you. I work with this guy named Matt, and every week he's coming in with his cool shirts, Millennium Falcon, Star Wars, this, Minecraft, whatever's coming in Loot Crate, he's wearing. Guarantee it. I could watch a Loot Crate unboxing, and then it's gonna be on his desk and on his shirt thing, his body.
Yeah, well, this past week was an apron, so I'd like to see him come in wearing an apron.
Yeah, it's a
Loot Crate went full nuts.
apron.
They went full nuts so crazy because this is what happened. Like Loot Crate just has a shirt that says Loot Crate on it, and I was like,
what? If you get the one that is like the year-long subscription, they send you a free shirt that just says Loot Crate because they want you as walking advertisement.
That's what I'm like. You just did it. Like I'm okay with whatever shirts you're getting, but then you just walk around with your Loot Crate shirt. It defeats the purpose of Loot Crate. They've became their own thing. It's like a snake eating its own asshole.
No, but that's for those are the hardcore people that wear that, because although it's a free shirt and clearly it's free advertisement for them, but only the people that are going to spend the year's worth of money ahead of time are the ones that get that shirt. So that's their way of also showing it off.
BlizzCon. BlizzCon, if you pre-order, you get a lot of really stupid, awesome shit. And it's like if it's the digital pass as well, you get while supplies last, you get this bag and this inflatable fucking StarCraft weapon and just a lot of really stupid, awesome shit. And I'm just like, oh, I can't do that shit. Yeah.
So maybe you recognize this around. Maybe you recognize this bag. This is from this is BlizzCon 2008. It's still kind of signed, but you can barely make it out though by the people from what was it, the Guild? Because we got there and I got them to sign it a few times, and then next year I went back and got them to sign it again. But it's falling apart, man. It's coming up. So I went online a few months ago. It was like, hey, we're selling all this old BlizzCon shit we found in the middle of the back closet of somebody's attic up in BlizzCon, and they happen to have 14 of these bags left. I was like, I'm gonna buy one. So I clicked on it and bought it. I'm like, yeah. And then they're like, oh, sorry, you didn't click fast enough. Although we told you got it, we actually don't have enough because you clicked too slow. So I was like, fuck, I really like those bags. So I'm waiting. I've been looking around for another bag, and finally the other day they're like, "Hey, there's this new canvas bag for Blizzard." So I'm like, "Okay, I'll get that one because it's canvas and they're really nice, and if it can last me another 8 years, I'm good." So I buy it. Then they're like, "Hey, if you get the BlizzCon one, you can get this bag also for loot, and it's the same price as the other bag, except you also get a pin and all the other cool stuff that comes with BlizzCon."
I'm sure that ate away at your insides, man.
Oh no, it didn't. I bought it again. I bought that too.
It comes with a bag, a pin, a keychain, a little luggage tag, a little Funko Pop thing, and an inflatable Protoss sword.
God
Which
damn
reminds me of the Lich King sword when we were there.
Yeah, I still have mine.
Mine popped.
I still got mine, and
If
I
you
also.
try to have sex with it, it pops.
Oh, yeah.
Was that awkward? Sorry.
No.
So, shout out to our chat room. By the way, we do the show live every week, and
at 6 a.m. 6 p.m.
6:30 p.m. Eastern time. JustCoolEnough.com/live, and shout out to Blazers33X, who's in the chat room right now. Awesome. We don't have much going on though. He needs someone to talk to. Get in there.
Oh, by the way, speaking of Blizzard, really quickly, this week the new Hearthstone stuff dropped, and by Monday, aside from finding out my girlfriend got her job and then me realizing that I didn't have any way of spending money because my card was missing, I went and just bought extra cards on Hearthstone because I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to spend money today. So I ended up spending $90 on Hearthstone.
Holy shit!
You couldn't eat today, but at least you made sure that you got
Exactly,
Hearthstone cards and the monk in the Years of the Storm.
God
I
damn
told
it.
Christina, our friend, that I'm like, hey, I'm pretty much paying your salary.
I didn't believe it at first.
And she said you and thousands of others.
Yeah.
Probably just me.
Yeah, you and
I mean,
thousands of
I'm
other
just paying for
gullible
her.
jerks.
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm pretty sure she makes more than $90 every couple of months.
You assume that I only spend $90
Yeah,
a couple of months.
You're right.
Ike spends like, I bet you if you averaged it out, it'd be like $3K a week.
Well, I've gotten to the point where now I own all the Heroes of the Storm's heroes, so any of the money that I make off quests, I usually can roll over into the next hero, so I no longer have to buy them.
Yeah.
Or I could just be like every other, perfectly legitimate person and not buy any of them to begin with, but that, where's the fun in that?
I mean, I like supporting the developers, but Ike's going that next level. Ike is supporting the CEO level.
Yeah.
I bought up a couple tiers.
And for the top tier premium plus thing, you get a thank you card for every $10,000 you spend. Thank you card.
Chris Metzen will spit in this card and give it to you in a digital format.
It's COD, so you have to. It's cash.
Oh my gosh, man! I looked at that Blizzard pack and I'm like, oh man, this looks great. I really want it. And then I thought about it and I'm like, I don't know if I'm actually going to sit there and watch everything. Like, I would go to BlizzCon, but it's just like the magic of it isn't the same when you're just watching it afar.
See, I would disagree, because the one thing I've realized now, being able to have done both, that's not proper English, is the fact that when you're there, you're like, oh, there's two panels that I really want to go to, and they're in the exact same fucking time, and I got to choose. But at least with the live stream, I can be like, oh, I get an extra week to watch it. I can watch both panels, and I can watch them whenever I want.
Yeah, but you can do that anyway after the fact, can't you? If you go to BlizzCon?
Do they give you access to the live stream after the fact?
I just thought they did, and I guess maybe not.
I think the live stream has like replays. You can go back probably. I don't fucking care. I've never paid for it. I'll watch the opening and they'll be like, that's enough. Thank you.
So like the costume contest, my girlfriend and I will sit on the bed and like watch that together, and when they did the comedy stuff and the cinematic stuff, that was all kind of fun.
Well, everybody has their weird traditions. So there you go. There's Ike's.
Hey, by the way, speaking of useless trinkets, I see your new one on your hand there. That seems like one of those trinkets you probably shouldn't have gotten.
Where?
Right on your left. Yeah, it's right there on your left hand.
Are you making fun of my marriage band?
He's saying that marriage is an outdated institution that has no place in our
I know that,
society.
but paperwork's a real bitch when it comes to going over to Germany.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I don't want to get married. I don't believe in the institution of it. But god damn it, does it make paperwork so much easier?
Yeah, I feel I mean, I wish that wasn't the case, but it's changed now. Everything's different now, It's like old love versus new love. It's just crazy. It's just like now it's old. That's a pre-plug.
Yeah. Setups.
Yeah, we're really big on setup here, which is cool enough.
Mm.
We like to create a sturdy base for our jokes to stand on. So, Just Cool Enough is brought to you by Shout Engine and a bunch of other things, like Alpha Geek Radio, who's helping us stream live to Roku boxes and Xboxes and all these great things. And even on Twitch right now, we're streaming live. So that's really good. Shout out to all the listeners that are all over the freaking world. But one thing that would be really cool is if we can get an iTunes review, because we haven't got one in a embarrassingly long amount of time. Like, the last one we got was like a year ago. And like I was saying at the beginning of the show, we've had this huge influx of listeners. We'd really appreciate a review, even if it just says shit's week, because, at least we know you're out there. But yeah, so I was reading back through some iTunes reviews, and we had some good favorable ones. And of course, if you give us an iTunes review, we will immediately read it out on air and also get a slight love child for you or something. I don't know. But yeah, so we're the most overrated show on the internet, we know, but we would appreciate some more reviews on iTunes. It actually does help us out in the rankings, though. Like, there is some science behind it, because every review and every time we get rated, it does bump us up, and it would be cool to get a little up there. We got people, we could do things, and anyway.
I have one more story to share about this last week.
Please, yes.
So, I've been, over the past, 3 shows, I've been kicked off the internet multiple times.
Yes.
And you notice, we're almost at the end here, and I still haven't disconnected.
Yeah.
So...
This is the part where I mute Ike.
So I've been talking with Comcast, and I don't have I shared that whole spiel with you guys at any point.
We know that Comcast is pissing you off, but if you want to build on the base of this joke,
Yeah, so that I can build it up. So, you call Comcast, they say we're going to reset your stuff. Then you call Comcast, they said we're going to reset your stuff, and then I say, well, you already reset my stuff. And the guy says, well, I'm just doing what my protocol says, so I have to reset your stuff. They both say it should be fixed, but then that guy says, we'll also send a tech. Oh, no, if it's still a problem, call us back, let us know. Third guy, I'm just going to reset your stuff. Already done that. Okay, I'm going to send a tech over your house. Tech shows up. Tech can't figure out what the problem is because the signal's strong, but he checks all of the wiring in the house and cranks it tight, finds a few loose cables. He said it could cause some noise in the lines. That might be why.
attenuation.
He leaves. It says it should be fixed. So then it starts happening again. And so I call up another tech. So now we're 5 people in. That tech says, we don't know what the problem is. We can't seem to connect to your modem. We're going to send a tech over. I'm like, okay. So a tech shows up. He literally gets to my front door, knocks on the door after 5. He's been standing there, checks the signal, knocks on my door, says, hey, I checked the signal from out here. It looks pretty strong. You should be okay. He didn't actually do anything, and then he left. And so then it keeps happening. So I call the tech on the... So he also says, if this keeps happening, call my supervisor. I play phone tag with the supervisor for a week. And finally, last Wednesday, he calls me when I'm in Boston and says, listen, I'm going to come over Thursday to your house. I'll bring a modem with me, a test modem, and my computer. We'll see if we can figure out what's going on. I say, okay. I'm like, what time? He's like, I don't know what time. I'll call you tomorrow morning and let you know because I got to figure out what's going on during the day. I said, all right. Thursday he calls, says, hey, listen, I'm not coming over today, but I'm going to have one of my Tier 2 techs call you to come over on Friday. And I say, okay. Nobody calls me on Thursday, so nobody sets up anything for Friday. So then I call Comcast and give some poor tech over the phone an earful. And I said to the guy ahead of time, like, listen, I'm really pissed off, and if you want to shift me up to your supervisor before we start this to make your life be a little easier, we could do that. He's like, I think I might be able to handle your problem. You can go ahead and throw it at me. So my girlfriend said she had never seen me so angry in her life because I just let it fly on this guy.
This poor phone jockey was just not ready for the 8.
Sir,
Sir, please, I have a family. I'm just trying
I'm
to
contractually obligated to sit here for at least the next half hour and listen to you before taking you up.
He's just crying.
So like,
he had to get counseling.
He's like, I understand.
Plug the show to him. Be like, hey, I also do a podcast. You should come listen.
So he's like, I understand how you feel, and I want to be like, no, you don't. But like in the very end, I was like, I felt he did everything he could because I was really only calling to vent, and he listened, and so I wanted to talk to his supervisor to let his supervisor know how awesome this guy was.
Shit, so, man, I don't work here. I just picked up this phone.
The supervisor picks up the phone and goes, Ike, you killed him. He's dead.
Yeah. That would have been even better than what happened, probably, because the guy puts me on hold for a few minutes, like 10 minutes, and then comes back and says, this is 11 o'clock at night our time. He says, we don't actually have a supervisor on the floor right now. And
what?
I said, excuse me? He's like, yeah, when I told you at the beginning of the call that I would take it rather than shifting it up to my supervisor, it's because we don't actually have a supervisor on the floor right now, so that's why I told you I would handle it. I'm like, he's like, if you want, we can do a call back in like an hour. I'm like, so at midnight, you're going to have somebody call me back. I'm like, that's stupid. And I was going to tell the person what a wonderful job you did, but there's nobody there to tell, so now you can understand how I'm kind of angry about this whole situation because I wouldn't have been able to get anywhere anyway. He's like, yeah, I understand. I was like, no, you don't. Thanks for failing me. And I hung up. And then, so he sent over a tech, though. That was what he established. So Friday, another tech comes over.
Damn, Ike.
That tech checks outside, downstairs, upstairs, my apartment. He finds the problem and fixes it.
What was the problem?
So behind the refrigerator, there were some cable wires in a little closet where the heater is. So you don't open it up because it's not really a closet. It's just a door where the heater is. And there were some loose wires. We had a double splitter linked to a triple splitter that was linked to some really faulty wiring. So he just came in and did his little bit, put it all together, and I haven't had any problems since.
God
so then I called back up the supervisor in the area on Monday and was like, hey, listen, if you can give me a call, I want to let you know I'm really happy, but I'm also kind of upset about this whole situation. He called me back and was like, I'm really happy that this guy showed up and figured the problem, but the guy that you said was going to show up and call me never called, so you can understand that I'm a little pissed off about the level of customer satisfaction here because nobody was coming to help me unless I was more proactive and got a second tech out. So yeah, I'm sorry. But if you have any more problems, you can call us. I'm like, fuck you.
It's just if he didn't even finish the sentence. What if you have any more problems? You go, fuck you. Fuck you and your family and your mom and your dog and everyone. I hope you get a fucking nature box, you piece of shit.
Hey,
Randomly.
Whoa, Joe. Don't say things you can't take back.
Damn it, sorry, I went
Don't
too
say
far.
things that you will regret later in life. On your deathbed, you
Never
will
go to
regret
bed
that time you told the guy you hope he gets a nature box.
I really wish I hadn't told that guy to get a nature box.
I just can't
God
stop
will
losing
never
sleep.
take me to the gates of heaven now.
Piece of shit.
And like all my friends are like, yeah, Comcast has like the worst customer service ever. I'm like, yeah, they do, and there's nothing other than Comcast around here, so I'm just kind of stuck with it.
Yeah, we're in this huge monopoly pretty much everywhere. Uncomfortably.
I think we should start the Just Cool Enough cable.
I'll be the tech. I'll be the lead tech. Let me just take a look out there, and like I automatically get a plumber's crack. Like, Joe, you're not even a plumber.
I'll be the
take
floor
phone.
manager because I'll never be there.
And I'll take the phone calls because I'm terrible with them.
Yeah.
There we go. Like, we're having a problem. You guys said you were gonna be out here to install this stuff.
Yeah,
you guys never
you'll always
showed
tell them you'll pass them to me, but I'm never there.
We were gonna give it to our manager, but he's always on vacation. His mom's like really sick at the hospital or something.
He couldn't get a car ride into the shop.
He's
today,
working
so-
at getting his driver. Our lead technician's working at getting his
I would
driver's
come into work, but it would cost me like $8. I'm not paying $8 to get to work, and then another 12 to get home because it's probably a surge.
Dude,
by the
and
time
then
I
think
get-
of all the time you spend at work too. What a waste.
No.
You should
That's
stay
time you
home.
could be spending using your Disney World pass.
Yeah. Hey, I don't have one.
That shit's not cheap. Oh, you don't? You gave it up?
No,
No,
because
Why
it's
did you pay-
not cheap. Because it keeps going up like $100 every year.
It's like fucking Amazon Prime. They just keep sneaking it in.
I just assume Eric uses mom's money for everything, and that he gets what he wants.
You reach
I'm
for
sure
the
if I was
soda.
like, please, Mom, she'd do it because
Yeah, I could probably do that with my
Mom,
mom.
you're gonna die soon. You could at least help me out by getting me a
God damn it.
Bro.
I bet you any of us can go to our moms and just say please a bunch of times, and they'll give us what we want.
No, I gotta do
It's
that
like-
with my dad. My
My
mom's very.
My mom. Monday was game night, and she was in the hospital, and she was.
She's like, Mom, it's game night. Stop bothering me from the hospital.
Well, she was like, you could just take an Uber there, and I was like, that's gonna be expensive. And I priced it out. It'd be like $30 one way, so it'd cost me like $60, maybe as much as $80 to do this shit. And I was like, I'm not gonna waste that money. And she was like, you could have. I was fine. I was like, yeah, but this video game comes out next week. And she's like, oh, fine, get it.
Just get. Here, come closer. You could take the Uber and leave my side.
But Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pains comes out.
Sometimes it's like you're so far away from Cartman, and then other times you're just right back there
Yeah.
with your cheesy poofs in hand. It feels like. It's like 3 steps forward, 14 steps back, Eric.
No.
Well, at least you're getting funnier every show.
Yeah, that's your opinion, not everyone else's. Anyways, it's my opinion that we should stop doing the show and start plugging each other.
All right.
I'll go first. My plug for this week, because my mom's in the hospital, I go first, is a new sketch from my sketch group Hate Mail called New Love versus Old Love. You can check it out either in the show notes, or you can either go to facebook.com/hatemailshow, or I don't know how you find things on Funny or Die. It's kind of hard.
It's on YouTube. Or do you
Yeah, it's
want
also
people-
it's youtube.com/hatemailshow. You can find it there on YouTube.
I watched it on all of them and hit funny, like, and share. Because I'm a good person.
Thanks.
Fine, fuck you, Eric.
Did you know his mom's in the hospital?
Yeah. I mean, my
Yeah,
mom
I
was
was-
in the hospital. You didn't also share it with 7 friends.
Actually, I don't know if I shared it.
I'm
but
not
I
waiting
liked
to see a tweet from Joe about it.
Yeah.
Jeez. My plug for this week is I actually had a thing make me laugh, and it is what if R2D2 had subtitles? I posted it on the Just Cool Enough Facebook. It's facebook.com/justcoolenough, and there's a link in the show notes at justcoolenough.com. So that is my plug for this week. It made me laugh. It's a good old-fashioned video. Watch it.
And I guess my plug for this week is the downloadable content for Rocket League. Totally awesome. New cars, new shit. And the new map's kind of terrible, but that's not part of the DLC.
The new map is different, and we fear what we don't like.
Yeah.
We fear what we don't like.
We fear
Or
what
we
we
don't
don't
like what we
understand.
fear.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hatred. Hatred leads to the dark side.
Leads to muffins.
And yes, exactly. Just Cool Enough is brought to you by, like I said, Alpha Geek Radio and Shout Engine. Start your own podcast for free in under 5 minutes with shoutengine.com. And also, click the donate button. If you made it this far in the show, you are contractually obligated to give us money and donate to the
That's not
fund.
true at all. Don't listen to him. That's not
I'm
true.
trying to get to Michigan, and I need help.
Yeah, Ike needs help. We're trying to keep the money not in Ike's pocket so he doesn't spend it on pop figurines or whatever.
I don't know if Eric's trying to
Oh,
get to
no!
Michigan, but I am.
Oh, I thought your internet just died. That would have been amazing. Yeah.
I'll tell you live on air. Not going to be able to make it to you.
Fuck, Eric, why?
I got
Why
a
not?
job. I got a job.
Oh, is that an inconvenience for you? You can't just podcast and fucking gallivant whenever you want? Your fucking job's in the way?
Yeah.
Has your job been there for the last fucking 17 years for you?
Have you?
No, but somebody has, and I'm sure you've talked to them about it.
Yeah.
God damn, that makes me so sad. All right, well, send money so Ike can get to Michigan because we want Ike here. But let's see, how can we get Eric here? We'll have to.
Thing.
Guys, we have to do a thing. We have to do a thing where we can all get to the same place. Maybe you can meet me in Germany.
Yeah.
Take us away, Eric.
You're like, yeah. How about we make it further away, make it more inconvenient? Let's instead of a couple $100 maybe per person, how about several $1,000s? But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. You guys can always check out the website justcoolenough.com where we do a bunch of stuff, or email us at the show at justcoolenough.com, all that social media bullshit. And anyways, until next week, have a wonderful weekend and fuck off. Joe.
Oh man, I was having such a bad week, and you're just making it worse when you're saying the fuck off thing. Like
You're right.
Flipping the bird and saying fuck off is just like getting Nature Box.
I take it back.
Worse. That's
Anyone
worse.
who's had to deal with a Nature Box does not deserve that kind of anger.
Thank
and
you.
I apologize.
God, finally. Thank you.